Hello, it's Caroline Morris from Wide-Eyed. Sorry I can't be live with you today, but I'm on my holidays, so I thought I'd record something in advance so that I could still share my thoughts with you. And today my leadership thoughts centre around conscious leadership. So I'm going to share some thoughts that I have around how, as a leader, we can be really conscious about how we turn up and our impact. And my first one is about being mindful about what we say. And I had a great experience or example of this in the last week, where obviously I'm quite used to sort of being mindful, noticing what's going on. But this thing caught me, this particular phrase, and I noticed how I then reacted and responded. And it's the use of don't. And you probably heard about this thing about the fact the brain doesn't cope very well with negative statements. So if we're told not to or don't do something, don't touch that, then we have to go through the whole thinking about what a touching it is before we can then go and don't do it. So of course by then, after we've gone through that whole thing about what it is to touch it, we feel very compelled to do that. So my experience was someone told me, don't panic. It was quite fascinating because at the time I felt quite relaxed about it, quite calm. And then I thought, gosh, am I panicking, or what's it like to panic? So I started to remember what it was like to panic. And I kind of had a bit of a flutter in my chest probably. And then I thought, no, I wasn't panicking. That's fine. I was definitely okay. But then should I have been panicking? And then I started to overthink about it. And it was only a while afterwards, after I'd responded, that I actually then sort of reminded myself that I'd fallen into that trap. I'd responded to what someone had said and then become, that thing. I'd started to panic. And so I always say to leaders, be very mindful of what you say. So if you say to someone, don't worry about your job, well, then that's what they will do. They will go and worry about it. So always think about the phrasing and what message you want to land with someone. So be mindful of what you say. My second point is to notice your own triggers. So as I've just described there, I didn't notice in time to stop myself going into that spiral of panic. And so being able to notice where it is, whether a feeling or a sense, or maybe where you react. What we always want to do really is get ourselves into response mode, so we're being rational and being able to manage how we actually do respond rather than reacting. So notice what it is you do and then start to think about how you can respond differently. And finally, it's about making conscious decisions. Interestingly, one of the things I think is the most important thing we can do is actually make a decision. And prevaricating and taking a long time to make a decision can actually cause a lot of challenges. So often a decision is better than the right decision. Although what I would implore you or encourage you to do is to think about that decision. Maybe you initially have an instinct or a gut feel, or what people might call fast thinking, and then use that as an assumption and test it. Don't go over the top, don't overanalyze, don't become paralyzed by it. But don't just do the gut sort of reaction instinct. Consciously make the decision. But as I say, do make the decision. That's a really, really key part of that. So those are my thoughts for the day. Be mindful of what you say. Notice your own triggers and make conscious decisions. So that's it. Again, please share your thoughts and feedback on my thoughts. And finally, I'd just like to say I have a download which helps leaders think about their compelling vision. So if you are interested in that, it's also accessible on my Facebook site. So please do go and download that. Anyway, bye for now and see you a week after next. Bye-bye.